Welcome to the Midwest Education Technology Community Podcast, otherwise known as METC. METC is a nonprofit organization based out of St. Louis, Missouri, with a mission to motivate, engage, transform, and connect all learners to advocacy, partnerships, and professional learning opportunities. METC is a premier affiliate of ISTE. To learn more about METC, follow us on social media at METC EdPlus. You may also check out our website at metcedplus.org. METC is a program of Education Plus. To learn more about Education Plus, go to edplus.org. Hello there, everyone, and welcome to the METC Podcast. This is the first episode of Season 2, officially episode 27. And this episode is a special episode because we are talking about the brand new Pioneer program for the Google Expeditions AR. And so we at METC were lucky enough to have the opportunity to bring this program, this Pioneer program, to a school in the St. Louis area, and that school was Lawson Elementary in the Hazelwood School District. And so this episode is all about the experience we had with this coming to the school. And so we've got some student interviews, which are quite hilarious, I might add. And we've got some teacher interviews as well, talking about the overall experience and how it went and what they were able to take away from it. So I believe you're going to really enjoy this one. And if you get a chance to have this Pioneer program come to your building, highly recommend it. It has just been an amazing experience, and hopefully it'll come out later, beginning of next year or beginning next year's school year. So hopefully we'll get to experience it in schools soon. So it's pretty exciting. So without further ado, you can start enjoying episode 27, season 2 of the METC podcast, Google Expeditions AR. Hello to everyone. I am here with a couple students that got to experience the Google Expeditions AR this morning. I am in the Hazelwood School District, and we're going to kind of reflect on our learning and our experience today. And so welcome, you three. I thank you for taking the time to kind of sit and talk with us. So what can you tell me about your experience? What did you get to see? What did you kind of learn today?
I'm Xavier, and I learned stuff was cool because it felt like I was touching it, and it felt like I actually saw it in my own vision.
So what did you actually see, or what did you almost kind of feel like you were touching?
It felt like I was touching the snake and the dinosaurs in the solar system, because they showed the planets, and it felt like I was touching those.
Awesome. What about anybody else want to share their experience?
I'm Shauna, and it looked like virtual. It looked real. And we got to explore the dinosaurs, and we got to go inside of it.
Ooh, it's kind of cool. Okay. How about you? Did you get to experience anything today?
Davion, we had the math, geographic things, and we went inside the bee and the solar system. And
So you got to go inside of a bee?
Mm-hmm.
What?
And we went inside the honey hive, the beehive where the honey is.
Very cool. So, what were some of your reactions? What kind of words would you use to describe the reactions you had when you were, like you said, inside of a bee, or you got to see the dinosaurs? What can you use to describe that?
I would use to describe it. I would use awesome and creative.
Okay, creative, nice.
I would use amazing and real.
Real?
I would use cool and awesome, because it feels like it's actually there, but it's not.
Yeah. So this is a Pioneer program, which means it's not actually out yet. We were kind of testing things for Google and their new AR system. Did you come across any issues, any glitches that we had today?
Well, there was one because like the mountain, it was all blue and yellow, all blue, and then it turned all yellow and green.
Okay. But for the most part, it went pretty good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Even if it was yellow and green, it was still pretty cool.
Yeah. So when this comes out later on this year, hopefully maybe into the 2019, do you think teachers should try to bring this to the students?
Yes.
Why?
Because like the students over past things they did, or if it's a new unit, they can review it on their stuff, their phones and their Chromebooks, and like old things that they can review and new things that they haven't reviewed, they can just get on the VA unit.
Yeah, and because if the teacher has something to do, like on their computer or do grades, the students could be doing that, like reviewing it.
Okay, yeah. So, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, I'll say they could be doing it because, like, if the teacher is in a meeting and we got a sub, and the sub don't really know what to do, if the teacher didn't leave any notes, you could just tell the sub that the teacher said 1 hour AR.
Ooh, okay. So a little AR when the sub's there. Okay. So, do you guys think you were really engaged during this time?
Yes.
Did you want to stop when your 30 minutes was up?
No.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, well, thank you very much for joining us and sharing your thoughts. I hope you really had a good time this morning, and look forward to it coming out, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. So I'm here with some more of students that got to experience the Google Expeditions AR Pioneer Program this morning, and they're going to share their thoughts with us as well. So, what was your experience this morning? Can you explain that?
It was like when you use the product that Google made, it shows you different types of things so you can explore it.
Okay.
I think it was kind of scary because we saw a lot of big animals and stuff, and the app was actually pretty great, except for it was kind of weird because you can go inside the animals, and when the animals popped up, it kind of scared me a little bit.
I think it was amusing because of the different things you can do. You could, like with it, you can pre-quiz yourself if you have a quiz coming up or something. On what you need to learn.
Nice. Yeah.
Like when we did the moon, we had to like use the app to like show the faces of the moon.
Okay. So, in class, you had studied or will be studying the phases of the moon.
We already did.
You already did. Okay. So, how did this experience with the AR enhance or make that classroom learning better? Does that make sense?
Yes, like reviewing it. Like when you come to 5th grade, you review some stuff so you can get it back in your brain stuff from something.
Okay.
It's like the one side of the moon was lit up, and then the other one was not lit. So if you go on the side that was not lit, it would be new moon, but it was lit on the other side because it was full. But if you put it like in the middle of like where it's like half and half, it could be like a half moon or a first quarter.
Okay, pretty cool.
I think it helped people learning better because you're viewing it, and when you see it, you can like go in which direction you're supposed to be in, or you can go in so like you're acting like you're the Earth rotating or the moon rotating.
So you think it actually enhanced it, made learning even more powerful? Yeah, I kind of agree. So what kind of experience, I know we talked about phases of the moon. Did you go into invertebrates?
Yes.
What kind of animals did you get to see then?
We saw ducks.
Snake, ducks.
You saw a rhinoceros?
Rhinoceros.
We saw a plant.
Plant?
Yeah, like a...
What was on top of the plant?
It was like a photosynthesis.
Okay, photosynthesis. I think you did see a plant though, and on top of the plant was a dragonfly.
Yeah.
Right? And then you also saw what was the first animal you saw?
the first animal we saw was a spider.
Spider. Now that scared me a little bit when I saw it.
Yeah, me too.
Ooh, boy. Yeah. So, all right. So this is a brand new, hasn't come out yet app. It's in beta for Google. As Google starts to fix this and get it ready for schools, do you think teachers should explore options to bring this into the classroom?
Yes.
Why?
Because since now kids is more into technology, like they're using Chromebooks to help us explore our learning and stuff, and that AR, it can help us more.
Okay, good point.
I think it's actually realistic, like for the animals to be there with them. It could just be in the middle of the table and they can like look around it and see what features that they have.
Very nice.
I think it's good. I think they should because the students learn more with when it's like in view of them, like in their face. And if like me, I learn quick, and if I see something, I can just name it and stuff. I can learn it really quick, so I think it would help them learn faster and stuff.
Very cool. Yeah.
You can see the characteristics about it. You can see the different parts of the animal.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. I didn't think about the whole characteristics piece of different types of animals, that kind of thing. All right, so as we close out our time here together, what is something that we haven't shared yet that you think you want to share either to the students that are listening, the teachers that are listening, Google that may be listening about Google AR?
I think that it's a very good product, and then when it comes out, I think that it will make a lot of money because it's like a learning / having fun.
Well, the beauty of it is that it's going to be free.
Yeah.
So they won't make any money, but they'll help engage and learn. Students learn
I think it's a good app, and I think what they should add to it before it comes out is that inside the animal's body they should add like the organs and stuff.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. I know they've seen it in some of them, but yeah, it'd be cool to have them in like all of them. We got to see some of the organs of a bee on one of the other expeditions, so it's kind of cool. So, well, thank you very much for joining us and sharing your thoughts. Hopefully we'll get to experience this again soon. I am here with 3 more students who just got done experiencing Google's new pioneer of expeditions AR, augmented reality, and we're going to kind of discuss and reflect on our experience. So, what did you get a chance to experience? What did you get to see?
The spider, what's those called? The volcanoes.
Volcano, okay.
And
Okay.
the dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs, okay. You want to add on? What else?
I saw a tornado.
Tornadoes, okay.
I saw dinosaurs, I saw tornadoes, I saw spiders, earth, moon, stuff like that.
Okay.
Grass.
Okay.
Yeah, and we saw like bees and stuff.
And it was firefly.
Firefly?
And inside was like, it was like honey and stuff.
And
You guys see inside?
yeah, when we went inside the animals, the faces would be turned around.
It's like they would try to eat you. The raccoon was scary.
Try to eat you?
Yeah, it's like they were trying
Was it real?
It was like 3D.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So, what are your thoughts? I mean, did you like it?
Yeah.
I liked
Yeah?
it,
It was
but it was
awesome.
nasty too.
Yeah, it was really disgusting.
You liked it, but it was nasty.
And when I looked in the
Okay.
hippopotamus, I looked under it, and it was just like fat hanging off of it.
What?
There is no hippopotamus that we saw though.
Oh, they must
Well, I
have.
didn't really get a chance to see any of it because
Oh,
William
no.
was just stealing it from me.
Oh.
And even if I got it for a second, he
Now,
would
do you
just go
have to
tell the
use-
teacher and get it back.
Do you have to
Okay.
use special phones for it, or do you download it on the
It's not out yet, so it's going to come out later this year, hopefully. And when it comes out, I imagine it'll be available on Android and Apple phones. So, but we have to wait for it to come out. So, is this something that you think teachers should, when it comes out, obviously, teachers should have their students experience?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's gross. You said it's nasty. Why?
But it's fun,
And-
but it's nasty and it's awesome.
Did you learn anything?
Yes, a lot. Like,
Yeah.
cause we
About the animals that
Yeah.
we saw.
and sometimes like during science class, if the kids like are learning about bees, the teachers can automatically cut half of the bee open, and we saw like the inside of it, and
Cool.
you guys can learn about it.
Wow.
When
that's
I
awesome.
went inside the bee, it was nasty. You saw black stuff, yellow stuff, orange stuff.
And it was really
that's-
hairy.
Yeah. Really hairy? I didn't know like bees had hair.
Well, like you
They're
know,
like
the first
itty
stuff.
bitty, like
Maybe, yeah.
brrr.
All right. Well, that's all we have time for right now. So I want to thank you for sharing your experience with us. I'm glad that you got to experience it. Anything else you want to add before we sign off and stop?
Goodbye.
Bye.
I want those Skittles.
No Skittles.
No.
All right. Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Hello there, everyone. I'm here with a couple other students, some kindergartners, and they just got to experience the new Google AR expeditions. And so I want to find out what was your experience with this whole AR stuff? What did you get to see?
I got to see inside of it. It was a moon.
What did you see? What was it? A dinosaur?
Mhm.
You got to see inside of a dinosaur?
Me
What'd
too.
You got to see one too? Do you remember what kind of dinosaur?
Yep, a T-Rex.
Oh, you got to see a T-Rex?
And I seen a really big T-Rex at home.
Yeah?
And it's strong because it pick up house and trees and it picks up my dog and my cat because I'm not scared of dogs.
Cool.
I'm not scared of dogs. I'm scared of cats. I'm just scared of cats. I'm not scared of dogs.
God. Did you see any cats with the AR with your teacher?
I'm scared of baby dogs.
Oh my goodness! But did you see any cats or baby dogs in the library today? No. What else did you see?
I did.
Was it fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. What made it fun?
Because we play together.
You played, so you helped hold the phone, the stick, right? And watched and got to learn through that. What was your teacher doing then during this whole time?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I know because she was changing it to the other pictures and then she paused it.
Right, so she was going through the different.
I got two
pictures.
teachers, Miss Gentry. Even my teacher, her name is Teacher Mama.
Cool. All right. So, did you think it was a fun experience?
Mhm.
Were you sad when it was over?
I
No.
was.
You were sad? Okay. All right. Well, we are done. Thank you for coming and talk to me. I'm glad you got to experience Google Expeditions AR. So we have talked to a lot of students today about the Google Expeditions AR Pioneer Program. I have now 3 fifth grade teachers that are going to kind of tell us the teacher side of this experience. So first off, can you give me an explanation of kind of what you experienced today?
My biggest thing I saw was just how engaged they were with the content and their excitement. It was nice to have options that we've already learned about in science, so they were refamiliarizing themselves with those concepts. But we did look at things that they hadn't learned yet, and they still like those. But the ones that they'd already learned were the most engaging to them, I guess.
I think the kids were really excited when I would pause the screen and switch to a new topic. To hear them go, ooh, was kind of a fun thing from the teacher side to see that excitement over just looking at something new on a phone, but it was neat for them.
Yeah, the oohs and ahs were definitely pretty cool.
And just to reiterate, there was a lot of excitement, a lot of engagement from all the kids, not just the one that had the phone, but the ones that were with them and kind of working together. You know, often you see one student just taking over, but they were working hand in hand, even with just one device.
Yeah. Which expeditions did you guys go on?
Well, we were split, but in the cafeteria we did the vertebrates, invertebrates, solar system. We did some landforms since Natasha said they'd learned about that recently. We did the dinosaur one just for fun, just so they could see that.
You were cruising through.
Yeah, we were going fast. I was having as much fun as they were.
Yeah.
We did the same ones, and then at the end we looked at some of the natural disaster ones. They were really intrigued by a volcano. And we also looked at the transportation ones because they wondered why on earth that was an option. As I was listing some of the options, the kids were like, why is there a train option? I was like, well, let's explore it. So they thought that was fun. As
an educator, what do you see students getting out of this when it makes it to the classroom?
We kind of already talked about it this morning. It'd be a good way to introduce and get them excited about the concept. But also, I saw ways where they pulled up a plant and without even me saying anything, they were labeling the parts of the plant that we've talked about this year. So it could be used to engage or an assessment of some kind, which I thought was cool.
We looked at a math one about triangles, which is actually something we're learning right now. And I saw it as a definite either introduction or a quick review before a quiz or something, or just a way to supplement their notes. We take notes on something and then give it to them with that AR experience and say, well, what else can you learn from it?
What's cool is that since this is a brand new app, it's in beta, so they're still working on it. During our lunch break, the 11:30 to 12:30 time frame, they actually made an update to it. So if you've ever used the virtual reality Expeditions version, as a teacher, you have the ability to kind of say, hey, check this out, check this part of the plan out, that kind of thing. So as during that lunch time frame, they added the arrows point, so you can actually start pointing to different parts of whether it's the plant or the tornado, that kind of thing. So it seems like that's coming. That's pretty cool. Like you talk about the review for assessments and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. From the student side, how do you think that they would benefit from having the AR experience?
I mean, a lot of these kids maybe can't experience things in real life or go to places. Obviously, we can't go to Rome for a field trip, so things like that where you could show them animals and maybe we can't go to the zoo and see, or look at different plants that maybe we can't grow in Missouri, or different things like that would be cool for them to see it instead of just a picture or a Google image.
Yeah, and I definitely think that sometimes kids learn better by doing. So if you show them this and tell them to walk around, the Coliseum and find the different parts of it and things like that, as opposed to just saying, well, here, X, Y, Z are the 3 different parts, letting them kind of explore on their own, they're much more likely to be engaged and then to retain that information if they can participate instead of just watching.
And from the social studies aspect, it's almost like a mini field trip because field trips aren't really allowed anymore. Yeah. So from the social studies aspect, it's like a little mini field trip without actually having to go somewhere. So I like that idea.
If you had to apply a level of engagement to it, from 0 being not engaged at all to 10 being extremely engaged, what kind of number would you give it to for most of your students?
Today was a 10. Some of their eyes were lighting up. It was pretty cool. I would say it was a 10. It'd be hard to give it something less.
I agree, 10.
And sometimes 10 or engagement not that high means loud noise, right? Yeah. I had earplugs with the first graders. I was having screaming, so excited. So, sometimes we said it takes a while to get used to the noise level because I know sometimes like, calm down, but that excitement kind of just breeds engagement there. So, well, any last thing you want to share with us about the whole experience with Google AR as we kind of wind down out of time here?
I just think it was super easy as a teacher to use. Not a lot of buttons to push, just kind of go through it pretty simple, straightforward directions. I liked that aspect of it.
Nice. Very cool.
I agree.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll get to see it later on this year and we'll experience more of it. So thank you very much for taking your time to kind of come talk to us about this and allowing your students to have the experience.
Thank you.
Thanks. First episode of season 2 to a close. Episode 27 has come to an end. So I just realized that when we started this podcast back 27 episodes ago, at the beginning of season 1, we interviewed students at the student showcase at the METC conference back in February 2017. And so this year we started off season 2 interviewing students again. So that's pretty exciting. I'll have to try to we'll try to make sure we do that every season. Start off with student reviews. They are so much fun. You never know what you're going to get. And so it can be kind of challenging. They don't like to speak up too much, so I apologize for some of the tone issues, but I think for the most part, you can hear them. Gotta love talking to kindergartners as well. Never know what kind of answers they're going to give you, but they all did an awesome job, and I thank them for taking time out of their lunch, their recess, and their experience with AR to talk with me today. I also want to shout out to the teachers that sat down with me and gave up their planned time to share their experience and their thoughts on the actual Pioneer program as well. So, and then a huge shout out to all of Lawson Elementary. The students did a fantastic job. They handled the equipment with ease. They followed directions really well. Teachers, they really took a risk. This was something obviously that 150 schools across the country have experienced only. So not a lot have gone through it. It's brand new. It's in beta, which means there could be a lot of glitches. But you know what? They took the risk and they brought it to their students, and they did fantastic. So applaud them at Lawson Elementary in Hazelwood School District for bringing this to their kiddos, and I think it was well worth it. Hopefully they would agree with me, and I'll speak for them because I think they do. So if you get a chance to bring this to your school, highly recommend it. It's supposed to come out later this year, at the beginning of next school year, possibly in January of 2019. We don't know officially, but keep an eye out in your app store for Google Expeditions AR. Of course, Google Expeditions VR is already available. If you're not using that or have not experienced that, highly recommend that as well. Even if you don't have the fancy goggles or the 3D little specs or whatever, you can still use them. It's not as cool, I'll give you that, but it is still pretty darn cool. So check those out too. So don't forget to look at the show notes, metcedplus.org. We will have a flip grid for this particular episode. It is going to be about experiences with AR and VR. So go ahead and click on the link within that show notes at our website or on Podbean and share your experience with AR and VR in the classroom so that we can all learn from you. So that brings episode 27, season 2, start of season 2, to a close. Until our next episode, have a good one. Thank you for listening to the Midwest Education Technology Communities Podcast, otherwise known as METC. To learn more about METC, check out our website at metcedplus.org or follow us on social media at METC EdPlus. Learn more about Education Plus at edplus.org.